homework. Okay. First, what is the fruit of the Spirit that I need in place of what I observe in me? I'm going to spend just a brief moment explaining how you're going to do this. Let's take sensuality, for example. Last week we talked about sensuality. Sensuality is wanting too much sex and too much food. And how do you know it's too much? Because you never have enough. Okay? I'm just picking one because that's one that seems pretty rampant in American culture. So, you want this unhealthy craving for sex or food. So what do? Well, we look at the list here. Fruit of the Spirit's love, joy, peace, patience, kindness. Let's make it a little easier to see here. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Okay, so you have this unhealthy craving for food. Do you think love would help you with that? Maybe we could probably force it, square peg, round hole, love yourself better, I don't know. What about joy? Do you think joy would help you with that? Maybe. Maybe if I ate the honey bun, I would have joy, Pastor. What about peace? And if I get these wrong, please come talk to me afterwards. I would love to hear your ideas about this. What about patience? Do you think patience could help us if we have an unhealthy craving for sex or food? Maybe. Maybe we need to wait a little bit until dinner time instead of going in there storming, what's happening? I'm hungry. Nobody cares about me, which may or may not have happened in my life and in my home this week. Maybe some patience, well, when are we going to have sex? I don't know, I'm tired. Maybe patience would be a good thing to have to help us with our unhealthy craving for something. What about kindness? Maybe kindness, we could make that work, right? I know I'm really hungry, but I need to be kind to the person preparing my food. Yeah. What about goodness? Faithfulness. Yeah. You have that unhealthy craving for sex, and so then you turn to pornography or some other thing because faithfulness is just dead in your life. Maybe if you could grow that, I want to be faithful to my partner even though I'm impatient. I'm going to be faithful in this moment. What about gentleness? Yeah. Well, wait a second. I think we have a winner. Self-control, right? Self-control. And so when we look at that, okay, this is what I'm struggling with. What is the fruit of the Spirit that might help me the most? So we identified patience and faithfulness and self-control. Or maybe if it's just food, it's patience and kindness and self-control. But some combination of these or one or more of these, you're going to see if I had that and just overflowing out of my life with faithfulness and self-control, then I bet pornography wouldn't be an issue. I bet maybe if I had patience and self-control just overflowing from my heart, I probably wouldn't be trying to fill the void in my soul with honey buns and ice cream. Yeah. See how that works? So, back to homework. What is the fruit of the Spirit that I need in place of what I observed in me? What would it look like for me to become someone who is described as faithful by that fruit of the Spirit? What would it look like for someone to say, man, when I see you, I think patience. That guy is so patient. She is so faithful. What would that look like in your life? Jot it down, write a little story. Man, I come into work and this is the sort of things I would do. This is what my workspace would look like. Number 3, do I really want to become that sort of person? You might look at that and be like, I don't want to be that guy. Well, then you need to be honest about that. Talk to God about that. Number 4, and that might be the reason why you're not growing spiritually, by the way. If you're like, I really don't want to be like Jesus. I kind of want to be like me. Number 4, tell God you are ready to become that sort of person. Wrestle it out here. And then surrender and say, God, I want to become this sort of person. And over the next several weeks, we're going to talk about the tools that we can use to grow these things.